Welcome to Organizations Win Championships. This is episode 104.
I honestly have no clue.
I think it's episode 104.
All right.
It's an Odyssey 2400 Sports podcast. And along with our producer, Spencer Ray, I'm Dan Bernstein, along with my podcast partner, Vladimir Flopdick. And we have plenty of Bulls to discuss.
Hold on. That sounds exactly like I showed you that bit with the Impractical Jokers where they're sitting at a desk and calling out names.
Yes.
And one of them was Vladimir Ploppers, and that maybe that was in the back of your mind.
It wasn't.
Or something.
It wasn't.
And then my favorite one is like Dr. Pluto Mind Pretzel or something, like Pluto Mind Pretzel.
Yeah, that almost got him too. Yeah, it's funny. The Chicago Bulls, as we stand, amazingly, are 17-20, closing in on 500. Yikes. Again. They are 10th in the NBA Eastern Conference. They are 5th of 30 in points per game. They are 29th of 30 in opponent points per game. They are still second in pace, 15th in offensive rating, 23rd in defensive rating, 23rd in net.
Imagine if
rating.
they were good at defense.
And they are overperforming their expected one-loss record, the NBA version of a Pythagorean record. So, hey, man, Billy Donovan is kind of saying some of the right things, but we're already hearing a little bit of mission creep about where they're going to be regarding a tank. Because I know Billy's not going to tank. And Billy's doing the talking because at this time we know that Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley are not. So he said something, Billy did, to the effect of, hey, who knows if the guy that they would pick with that pick would end up being any good? And my thought was, uh-oh. Because if they're already saying that, that's a little scary.
I like Cooper Flag.
I like this draft.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to keep a pick in this draft. And Donovan said something also about, hey, the way they're playing, they need a lot of guys because their rotations are going to be a little bit deeper because of the pace at which they're playing. They're going to need more guys. So my thought was, yeah, so get more top 10 picks in good drafts to find more really good players.
Well, I feel like that's part of the reason why they signed Jalen Smith, because he doesn't play too many minutes, but he can go out there for 15. He can run the floor and he can shoot the ball. He's been playing great.
Yeah, he has. He plays longer than actually physically.
No, his arms are long, but he's 6'10".
But his vertical presence is more than I thought it was.
He's not a bad rim protector either, and he can shoot the crap out of the ball.
And the Bulls have had a couple of really bad clunker losses, or tank wins, as we call them. They had a terrible loss to Washington, and they had a terrible loss just last night to the Indiana Pacers. But then
that team's good, though.
Yeah, and I think Carlisle has got the Bulls' number. I really do.
Yeah,
I think he's a really good coach.
He is.
And what they did to Wembanyama, the Kobe White dunk on Wemby is a highlight. That is an absolute top 5 highlight for the year,
easily,
without a doubt.
In the NBA or Bulls?
Both.
Yeah,
definitely Bulls.
Probably number 1
so far this year.
Yeah. Oh, easily. And Zach LaVine's been playing out of his mind, man.
If they can move these guys, just keep building them up. I heard KC Johnson on the Score this morning saying that as much as they're talking about competing and they feel they can compete, that his sources around the league tell him that the Bulls remain open for business when it comes to trades, which is good. Good. Keep calling, keep talking, keep doing that. Congratulations to Talen Horton-Tucker, his contract for the year.
Are you going to say crowd question winner, or is that's
later?
My bad.
That's later. I've got it. But Talen Horton-Tucker, his contract has become fully guaranteed. So a guy who had no promises coming in, he was on, what do they call this, Section 10 or what is it?
Exhibit 10.
Exhibit 10, where there's no guarantee there. And he made the roster, and he's staying on the roster because he got past the threshold point. So Chicago's own, was it St. Matthias up here, grade school on Western?
I think so, yeah. And then he went to Simeon.
Right across from the McDonald's up there is where he went to grade school.
Yeah.
So good for him. Good for him. I bet he frequented that McDonald's, actually, now that I think about it.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I mean.
So what's funny is I pointed him out to you the other night, and I go, Dad, how old do you think he is? You go, 28, 29. I go, no, he's 24.
That's amazing. Because
he was born in 2000.
It's amazing. Talen Horton-Tucker looks 36.
And he plays like he's 33.
Yeah.
He's got old head already. I just know that when he retires, he's going to go to so many LA Fitnesses and YMCAs and just absolutely just
wreck.
Oh my God, wrecked him. Damn near killed him. Sorry, that was really inappropriate. But
you never have to apologize.
But I am his son. So
who? Talen Horton-Tucker's?
I wish, God, the amount of food I would eat. I'm getting starved over here.
He'd eat it all. He'd hoard it all. Like it would, because you look, you and
I hoard and
you and I order Popeyes, and we're pretty good about dividing things up.
I'm pretty good about it because you sit there and you're like, just figure it out. After you've had 3 beers.
Sounds good, actually. Popeyes. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today.
You've had so much fried chicken lately. Let's go to Borinquen or something.
Fried chicken's so good, though.
Fat ass.
It is so good. Yeah, he wouldn't leave you as much food as I leave you.
I can't get Puerto Rican food in New Orleans, and I leave in 3 days, but I can get fried chicken here.
All right, we'll figure it out. That's not why you called. So congrats to him. That's
why I called.
And the Bulls' current situation finds them still with by a mile the easiest remaining schedule. So as much fun as they are, they got work to do. The saving grace is going to be their terrible defense. Ooh boy, last night was one of those where just from the start of the game, not just giddy. Did you see there was a sequence last night?
Oh, with Lonzo?
Lonzo makes an unbelievable one-on-one defensive play to not block, but sort of change a layup. So it
didn't even hit the rim.
It rolls away, and it felt to me like a hockey play where a goalie makes an unbelievable stop and nobody is there to just clear it out of the crease, right? So so Lonzo's looking back like, where is everybody? And meanwhile, Giddy's like finger painting and
playing with his hair,
right? Watching his phone. Come on, guys. Help a brother out every once in a while.
I think we should also just mention how solid Lonzo's been considering what he's been through. And is he a trade piece?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, still, I don't see, if I look at this roster, he's the one that sticks out like a sore thumb the most when it comes to style of play and where the Bulls are, because at this point, he's a great second unit. Is he a wing? Is he a point guard? He just kind of jack of all trades.
He's always defied the kind of characterization when it comes to that.
I watched another clip about him talking about his old shoes with Big Baller Brand. How he said he had to switch them every single quarter, and he said that he thinks that a lot of it led to injuries. And if you look at LaMelo Ball now too, it might even always hurt. Well, because he's always hurt.
And LiAngelo has this song out that everybody's...
The thing is that it's not bad. If it was made, but if it had a bigger name on the record in music, people would. I genuinely think people would respect it. It's
called
it's
Tweaker.
Good. Yeah, it's good
because Chuck Swirsky was doing bars from it on the air last night. Adam Amin was doing it last night.
Stacy is just Stacy.
Of course,
Stacy.
No, but
Adam's a DJ.
I know, but Chuck Swirsky was quoting it.
He was also saying that Kobe White was eating rim.
No, Wembanyama.
In Central Park while playing chess, eating rim.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
That's cool that he did that.
It's just weird thing that he was born the same year that I was.
Why?
I don't know. He's 7'5".
So that has nothing to do with when he was born.
I don't know.
No one's allowed to be tall in the same year you're born?
No.
Okay, I must have not gotten that memo. Did you not get the memo? All right, so everybody,
Stewie,
I know why you're here. You're here because you were awaiting this.
Oh boy,
and
we've been.
But let's
no. This is gonna be fiery.
Hold on. Let me just set this up.
So lame.
Let me set this up just by saying, first of all, I know any team can retire a number for any reason they want. There are no hard and fast rules about retiring a number. There are only the precedents that have been set, and it's not a huge deal one way or the other.
There should be one number retired league wide, and it should be Javonte Green.
Okay, he hasn't always worn the same number though.
He's so any number 43 and 24 and 4.
All those numbers should be retired by every team.
Yes, I should get all of his jerseys.
I don't think Derrick Rose's number should be retired
because you're a schmuck.
Because I don't. Are we gonna be civil about this or not?
No.
Well, then I don't want to do it. Come on.
Then nobody's gonna want to listen.
I don't think
they want the old Bernstein.
I don't think he accomplished enough as a player relative to some other Bulls. If this is the start of something, and if there is a new standard that now you've got to let a lot of people's numbers up there if you're going to put his number.
Okay, one, can you stop being so I'm going to explain everything that's going in my mind. I'm going to be so analytical about everything.
No.
Just to why? Why do you have to be
so this is something that deserves analysis.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it deserves analysis in a sense, but it doesn't need all that BS that you're talking about. This trend of no. Derrick Rose's number should be retired. One, he was an MVP with the Chicago Bulls. Two, he made people excited about Bulls basketball after Jordan left. Three, I think part of the reason why I think it should be retired is I grew up with it and the excitement.
There's a generational divide on this too.
Can you let me talk?
I am. You're the one that's just like interrupting me and yelling and saying
because I'm the younger one. I can do that. Four, he meant more than just basketball to the city of Chicago.
What did he mean?
He's the icon for being a Chicago kid and playing for the Bulls. I mean, when you look at getting out of where he grew up and what he had to go through, and for him to be a Chicago high school basketball legend, did he win the Final Four with Cal or no?
No, he blew the free throws, remember?
Okay, fine, whatever. No, I don't remember. I was 3 when he was drafted.
Yeah, he had a chance to win the national championship and he missed the free throws.
Well,
I'm just saying.
But okay. Number 1 overall pick to the Chicago Bulls, youngest MVP in history. And what I think holds so, and I heard this on TikTok, I forgot which podcast it was, but something that I wholeheartedly agree with is that when NBA players talk about other players, I'm not saying who they think is the greatest or anything like that. That is incredibly subjective. But what we can't take away are their experiences. And what NBA players have said about going the night before going up against Derrick Rose reminds me of Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. That sort of they were scared of prime D Rose.
I know one guy who wasn't.
What, LeBron?
The guy you saw in the playoffs that year.
Well, Dad, I'm talking about Paul George, Draymond Green. All of these guys have said this, that there was a legitimate fear of Derrick Rose. Rajon Rondo said no, he's never seen anybody more explosive in his entire career. And Derrick Rose is a symbol of Chicago, and you can't have any. I don't know why you're making such a big deal of it. They shouldn't retire his number because it wasn't good enough.
I don't think
nobody else in Chicago should wear the number 1.
Why?
Because it's Derrick Rose's number. It just is.
Okay, well that's begging the question.
Dad, no, it's not.
Yes, it is. That's a perfect example of the logical fallacy of begging the question.
Okay, explain.
Because you're saying that they should retire his number because they should retire his number.
Yes, because it's Derrick Rose.
Okay, no, that's not. But I just don't think that's a cogent argument. I think if you have had in a previous, you're talking Hall of Famers. Everybody's been a Hall of Famer, and I think that it is about your body of work as a Chicago Bull, and what you mean. I think that they're also I think this in large part, and it's come through because they didn't do it last Saturday. They did this to set up a year of marketing, and I think in large part that because they don't really have a championship team to sell or a championship contender to sell, that they have to find a way to keep the fans engaged. This is fan servicing for your generation. And I think it's unfair to Artis Gilmore. I think it's unfair to Chet Walker. I think it's unfair to Horace Grant. I think it's immensely unfair to Norm Van Leer. Norm Van Leer was a beloved star, tough representative of the Bulls, also a 3-year All-Star, was great in the playoffs. He was an 8-time NBA All-Defense player. And I was very surprised that he didn't go in right alongside his backcourt partner and running mate Jerry Sloan, whose number is retired.
You're so boring.
It's
Oh my goodness!
are
Like
these
how,
things.
like this,
Let
it's
me,
just
let me
so
also ask you this:
boring.
Joakim Noah had a better Bulls career than Derrick Rose did. Joakim Noah also dedicated himself to making this city a better place.
Wouldn't be surprised if his number gets retired too.
Okay. Well, then
At
if
all.
we're talking about a start of things there, and when we start talking about the off-court stuff, that is something where what it means and all the nebulous stuff that you can't really quantify. Does Luol Deng, who had a more productive Bulls career, also does he get credit for
Well,
building a
more
basketball program?
productive and more productive in total numbers,
Yes.
but in total,
Yeah.
total numbers.
Yes.
But take into account that Derrick Rose was the best player on a team that was the number 1 seed, and in the first game against an 8 seed, he rips his knee in half.
Well, also in that MVP year, and the Bulls had 50 whatever wins, and in that year, when he, and I don't know if you remember watching these games, but do you remember what happened in the series against the Heat?
Well, it's LeBron. LeBron's a better player.
Well, that and a lot of people said that when he won the MVP, that everybody was just tired of giving LeBron the MVP that year.
Well, people are saying that with Jokic. I would,
and it happened with Jordan and Karl Malone. Well, because what happened, just to refresh your memory. Hey, hold on a second. I'm allowed to talk.
You're allowed to talk, but who wants to listen to this?
I'm telling you my memories.
Whoever's listening to this, I'm so sorry that this idiot just keeps rambling and rambling and rambling. Well,
tell me what happened when Derrick Rose ran into the actual best player in the NBA that year.
I'm not saying Derrick Rose was the best player at the NBA that year.
But then don't say he was the MVP.
But he was voted the most valuable.
But you agree he wasn't the best player.
I agree that he wasn't the best player, but was he the most valuable? Was he voted the most valuable player?
That's different. Yes. But you agree he wasn't the best player.
LeBron was in the league.
Because when he ran into LeBron at the ends of those games, what happened?
LeBron was LeBron. But
who was LeBron guarding?
D Rose?
Yes. And he couldn't get a shot.
LeBron is 6'9",
better player.
Well, yes, he's a better player, but that season,
in the regular season, he was a better player.
In the playoffs, he was.
It's LeBron.
But I think it goes without saying. I think that's kind of an unfair comparison to compare Rose and LeBron. They're two completely different players.
Well, one guarded the other.
Can you just shut up?
No,
you're not letting me even try to get a point off, and this is why everyone hates you.
You haven't yet.
Everybody hates you.
So far, you've done nothing but make a circular argument that he deserves it because you think he deserves it.
Because I think it holds validity, that NBA players think he deserves it, and that Chicago sports fans think he deserves it.
I think young ones do. There's
most.
There's clearly a generational divide.
I'm trying to say something here. Clearly a generational divide. You're talking about my argument being circular, even though you literally said that 15 seconds ago. So 1, your argument is circular as well. 2, let me talk without you going into this bullshit.
Make a point. You clearly get rattled by a well-constructed argument.
So do you.
Do I seem rattled?
Well, then maybe my argument is not well constructed. But Dwight Howard was also great that season. So it's not fair to just mention Rose and LeBron without mentioning Dwight Howard. Because Dwight Howard came second.
But Dwight Howard didn't eat his lunch in the playoffs like LeBron did.
Why is this turning into a LeBron and D Rose argument? You know how much I love LeBron James, okay? You know that. Derrick Rose's jersey retirement should not be contingent on LeBron James.
It's not.
Especially when LeBron James is saying that Derrick Rose deserves to have his jersey number retired.
Okay, well, why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Because, as you said, LeBron beat him in the playoffs. If
no NBA player is going to say someone doesn't deserve it.
So it still holds validity.
It
holds more than when you say it because you're just an old fart.
Rather than making an ad hominem argument.
Ad hominem. This is
that's what you're doing. So here's how I would argue your point. If I were arguing your side of it.
Nobody wants to hear this.
If I were arguing your side of it, I would bring up essence and the nature of this city and the cultural significance of
I
Rose.
did.
No, you didn't.
I said Chicago icon, what it's like to get out of the bad areas in the city, in the South Side, to be one of the greatest players in Chicago high school history, to be the #1 overall draft pick. That is exactly how I was talking about Chicago culture.
That would be more specific.
Oh, no, you don't have to make a case on why someone's jersey number should be retired.
Well,
you don't.
I don't think you've made an effective case. I think you've just yelled a lot.
I've yelled a lot because you're just not, one, you're not letting me talk, so you're getting me upset. And two, you're doing too much. Yes, you are. I just don't get why it's such a big deal to you and why you're so passionate about what's getting me angry is why you're so passionate about the.
Do I sound passionate?
Oh, 100%.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
About why the Bulls shouldn't retire Derrick Rose's jersey number. You were on the air saying they shouldn't do this.
I'm right
they
here.
shouldn't do this.
I'm right here.
I know you're right here. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying right now.
I'm saying somebody sounds passionate.
Yes, I am passionate. I'm passionate about you being so passionate about why they shouldn't retire the number. And I think that is just BS. Why? He's been through a lot.
Aw. He's been through a lot. So let's retire his number.
He's been through a lot in the city of Chicago from when he was born up until his retirement.
That's not why you're. Then make up an award.
I think it is.
Then make up a civic award for him.
No, not a civic award. He
is
he's too important to the Chicago Bulls organization to just have an award or a statue. Nobody else. He is the second most important player in Chicago Bulls history to this organization culturally. I don't give a crap about Scottie Pippen because if you're talking about playoff performance, what could he do without Mike? What could Scottie Pippen do without Mike? Derrick Rose as a player was more important than Scottie Pippen ever was to the city of Chicago. And that deserves recognition.
Okay, how do you feel about the civil rape trial?
What?
How do you feel about Derrick Rose's civil rape case?
How do you feel about Kobe's?
Bad.
Do you talk about Kobe in a bad light?
I feel that what happened in that case and the settlement of that case is largely glossed over in a way I think is unfortunate. Yes.
Kobe's?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. But why didn't you bring that up earlier?
Because I waited.
That's such a cheap shot.
No, it's not. I was just waiting for you to get your yelling out.
I'm
asking you how you feel.
How do I feel? I barely remember it. Okay. Like I kind of don't remember it, actually.
Okay. But I remember him saying he didn't understand the concept of consent. And that's always bothered me. I also think when you talk about the cultural meaning and all that, do you remember the last game of the conference semifinals, or the game that he and Jimmy Butler had their little passive aggressive snit where neither one wanted to shoot?
Jimmy Butler.
Well, yeah. I don't know, Jimmy Butler. You got to retire Jimmy's number too.
He's a diva.
Yeah.
No, he's not from Chicago. He didn't do he wasn't an MVP. He was a most improved player, a decent defender.
He's a more accomplished Bull. There's a lot of guys. I mean,
no, he hasn't. No, he's not. He hasn't scored as many points in a Bulls uniform.
Look at win shares. Look at what look at his defense. Start look at what.
Yes, he was a good defender.
Look at what Kirk Heinrich did.
I understand that Kirk Heinrich was a really good Bull. Neither one of them were an MVP.
You know, who has an equal number of Bulls win shares, and actually has more win shares than Derrick Rose, and also 3 All-Star appearances.
Who?
Reggie Theus.
Reggie Theus was a great player.
Yeah,
but was he an MVP?
But so that's your.
Was he? Oh, could you make a case for either of those players at any time being a top 3 player in the league? No. Jimmy, no. Reggie Theus, no. Derrick Rose, yes.
Artis Gilmore, yes.
Artis Gilmore, okay. I agree that Artis Gilmore's number should be retired. Okay. And you know, who else is ever going to wear 53 anyway? But
people don't wear 53 anymore
in the NBA.
Why? They don't
name one.
I don't know. I don't know numbers like you know numbers. I mean, Rose is easy to remember, but I don't know the numbers the same way. Okay, but
Derrick Rose and number 1 should be in the rafters.
Okay, but if it's the start of something, I'm cool. I'll take that as a concession on Artis Gilmore. I will.
No, there's no reason why Artis Gilmore's number shouldn't be retired. He was because I think he was a great player, great bull. That I agree with that.
And I do think there is a very reasonable argument, compelling argument over if you look at the body of work for Horace Grant as a bull and his role on those championship teams. Somebody, if you start talking about 3-year peak, Rodman, is that what you mean as far as popularity? Dennis Rodman was
I'm actually surprised that they didn't retire Rodman's, but I don't know if that's because he had a shaky relationship with the Bulls organization.
Well, that's why Grant never really is brought up, because of how he left and the ill will with the Magic. Okay, I think that was
right. He was Derrick Rose was great to the Chicago Bulls organization, and I'm happy they're giving back to him. He's the youngest MVP ever. Nobody else should be able to wear that number.
All right. Well, I think
nobody else should be able to wear that number.
I think I somewhere Norm Van Leer's number 2 should be up there as well.
Whatever. I'm not a fossil.
You know, but history matters in these things.
Okay, history matters. What I'm saying is I don't remember that.
Okay, I do. That's
the
point.
I'm calling you an old fart.
That's okay.
Because you are one.
Let's see if you ad hominem attacks will be taken as.
Can you just stop using Latin, please? Like, why?
Because it's an ad.
This is why you're insufferable.
What does ad hominem mean?
Don't care.
Think about it. HOM. Homin. What does it mean?
Same.
Or that would be hami, not homo. Hami, human, hominid, to the human, to the person.
Why can't you just say
ad hominem to the person rather than to the argument?
Why can't you just say that?
You can, but the term for that is an ad hominem argument. Just like begging the question is.
God, I can't wait to get the hell away from you. I've had too much of this. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. You are one of the most, if not the most, insufferable human beings I've ever encountered in my life. You're so weird, so obscure, annoying. The only good thing you do is make pasta, ever.
And pay for college.
I was gonna say that helps as well. But you suck in about every other way. I also want to mention, really off topic, but
guy goes to a $90,000 a year university.
I'm aware and I'm grateful for it. Very.
You sound it.
Yeah, I know. I just hate you. That doesn't take.
They're not mutually exclusive.
No, not at all. I had a dream last night.
Is this a sex dream?
Oh God, I mean, I have those every night. Especially with Javonte Green. I'm kidding. Oy. I don't know where that came from.
I do.
Javon sexual. Green sexual. I had a dream last night that Henry Drell signed a standard NBA contract with the Bulls, and he hit a 3 in my dream.
You dream about Henry Drell signing a contract?
I don't know. I know he's on Rip City right now, the Blazers G League team. I don't know where this came from, but it happened. And I'm not upset because that's my guy. Love HD.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't think Henry Drell dreams about stuff like that.
I'm sure he dreams about getting a standard NBA contract. Yes, he does.
All right, that leads us to the showdown. Let's congratulate our winner of the crowd.
I want to punch this guy in the balls.
Who?
You.
I thought you wanted to punch the winner of the show.
Maybe. Who knows?
His name is Harvey. Harvey Dinker. You want to punch him in the balls?
I might punch him in the dinker.
Well,
sorry, Harvey.
Sorry, Harvey. You're
my bad.
Yeah, but you're the winner, though.
You're lovely. You're lovely, I'm sure.
He gave us the correct answer on Blue Sky. I asked the question last episode. Can you name the only 4 Chicago Bulls players who averaged 13 or more rebounds in at least one full season? And Harvey came in first. Just behind him was your baseball coach, Coach Dave Rosine, Hall of Famer, came in second. But Harvey got Artis Gilmore, Dennis Rodman, Tom Borwinkle, and Charles Oakley. So congratulations on that. We will have another crowd question when we finish our showdown.
Yes. Okay. Am I asking you first?
You tell me.
All right. Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about Wembanyama earlier, and
Mhm.
he is leading the league in blocks right now, in blocks per game. At 4 blocks per game. My God,
That's a lot.
nobody else has more than 2.6.
Okay. Now, how many of those are two-handed too?
Right.
He should get double. You should just get an extra block for the volleyball block.
Can you name the rest of the top 10 in the NBA in blocks?
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Current.
Oh God, no.
Per game.
No, I'm sure not. Gobert.
No, 11.
What?
There are 2 rookies on here.
Oh, your guy.
Nope.
Eve Missy?
No, he's 14th in the NBA in blocks. Not Eve Missy.
I don't know if I can.
They're good names.
A lot of these
And 2 rookies.
and
And one guy where you'll be like, what the hell? 2 rookies. The rest of them are known for being shot blockers or really good players. And then there's one dude where it's just like, I have no idea how he got on here.
Is Cat on there?
No. Not even close.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of famous Capella.
Nope. You're thinking too specific.
Too specific. I'm trying to think of
good players.
Oh, who the what's his name? Jared Allen.
Nope. God, you're terrible.
What are the rim protector guys? I'm trying to think of big, long. What about DeAndre Ayton?
Nope. My God. And you're not even close. These guys aren't even in the top 20.
I wouldn't even know where to begin on blocked shots around the league. If Gobert's not there.
This is really sad.
What?
Really sad. There's a former Defensive Player of the Year on it. There's a guy who's a Hall of Famer on here. A guy that theoretically you can make a case for, like Hall of Very
Durant
good.
blocks the occasional shot, but he's not on there.
He's 17th.
Is he? That's pretty good for him. So you said Wemby.
That's the only one.
Oh, Lively.
Derek Lively is number 6.
Okay. Just trying to think of these like high, flying rim protector guys.
That's really it for just that. So yeah,
Giannis.
Nope, 13th.
I'm getting all the fringe guys.
Not even close to fringe, except for that one and Gobert.
Is Mobley in there?
Nope. Mobley is 12th. That's a French guy. I feel like I should give you one of these names. Okay, number 2, Walker Kessler. Should have gotten that.
What about AD?
AD is number 3. Thank God.
Okay.
Okay, now keep going. All right, so you have 1, 2,
Walker
3, and
Kessler.
6. And remember, there are 2 rookies. Don't forget about that. 9 and 10.
I'm trying to think which rookies. It's not Risa Shea or Sarr.
It's Alex Sarr, number 9.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he's been great this year. Alex Sarr's really good.
Sarr, who's been doing it for is there a Nick?
Is there a Nick? No.
No, because I'm trying to think of like good defensive teams too. What about the guy you love on the Pacers who shoots the threes?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
He went to Texas.
Miles Turner.
Yep, number 4. So you got 5, 7, 8, and 10. Because I gave you Walker Kessler because he's 2nd in the league in blocks and he's really good and nobody talks about him.
I know that's true.
Number 7 you won't get. You should get 8, 10, and 5.
How many does what's his name? Is it Mark Williams on Charlotte?
No.
The Duke guy?
No.
Is there some big Eastern European on there?
Nope. Oh, wait, yes, because I was assuming
Zubats.
No, I was assuming you weren't going to get this guy, but I'll say yes. This guy's a big Eastern European guy.
Valanciunas.
No, not as good as either of them.
Not as good.
No.
Nurkic.
No, not as good. Like it's like a what the F? How is he on here? Goga Bitadze is 7th, and that's a function. That's a function. Shut up. That's a function of the Magic being hurt all the time
because of the minutes that he's getting.
Yeah. So 5, 8, and 10. One of them is a rookie. One of them is a former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of them is really and it has had a hell of a
Are there
career.
any guards or wings?
No.
Like Marcus Smart
Bigs.
sometimes gets
All
a lot
bigs.
of blocks. A big who was Defensive Player of the Year
Within the last 3 years, yeah.
Because it was Rudy, a depoy. I don't know.
All right, number 5, Brooke Lopez, you idiot.
It's a good name.
Number 8, Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Great player. Number 10, Donovan Clingan.
My guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really poor performance. You should be ashamed. You're a penis.
There are 5 Bulls tied for the all-time franchise lead in steals per 36 minutes.
They all have the same decimal.
All at 2.3.
Okay.
There are 5 Bulls.
I got it. Name all 5.
Name 5 2.3
Yes,
steals per 36 in the history of the
all
team.
right, Jordan.
Third. On the way they have it ranked.
All right, so it's no
he's
particular.
one.
Jordan Pippen.
No, not Pippen.
Heinrich?
No.
Joakim Noah.
No. Not a bad guess.
Any bigs?
A true big? No.
Oh, Luol Deng.
No.
No.
There's 3 guards and a forward.
Good players. Is there a minimum number of years that they had to play with the Bulls?
No, but I can tell you that.
Are there any 1-year guys on
There's
there?
no 1-year guys.
So they all played for a sustained.
They all. This guy, what? 4 years, 3 years, 3 years, and a lot of years.
Bob Love?
No.
Jerry Sloan?
Yes. Sloan is.
Was he a lot of years?
Yes.
Okay. So Jordan, Sloan. I'm really surprised it's not Pippen. Not Rodman, is it?
No.
No, it's not going to be Horace, is it?
No.
Any guys from those champions?
No.
Before and after, I'm assuming?
All after.
All after?
All post-Jordan era.
It's not Zach LaVine.
No.
Lonzo?
No.
Okay.
Stop doing it.
I'm scratching the side of my face.
I know, you're picking.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I am scratching the side of my face
you're
because
picking.
I haven't. That's not picking. That is scratching.
All right, well,
I
why
have
don't you
had.
shave.
I'm going to shave soon, so just let me scratch
Shave your
my stubble.
ass.
You shave my ass.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Like a team of people, the Army Corps of Engineers.
Can we not talk about my ass?
Can we not talk about my hairy ass, please? It's making me uncomfortable.
God, I can't wait to throw a football at your
My
nuts.
partner,
Sorry,
Harry
Harvey.
Asperger.
Harvey, you might be second on the list to get punched in the dinker. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Harvey, we love you.
Yeah, I love you, Harvey.
Okay, so all after
Mm-hmm.
CJ Watson.
CJ Watson, no.
Nate Robinson.
No.
John Lucas III.
No.
Keith Bogans.
No, one is
I'm going
one
way
is like
back.
immediately after the Jordan era. And it actually had a long and pretty successful
never played
NBA
with him?
career.
Never played with him? Oh, Kendall Gill?
No. No, but this guy was a really good NBA player for a long time.
Jalen Rose.
No, really known as a defensive player and maybe a little bit ahead of his time as far as his skill set. You got 2 guards and this guy who is a 6'8" rugged forward.
Are they all black?
Yes, and two were first round draft picks. One was a first round draft pick of the Bulls. One was a top 5 pick.
And one was what, undrafted?
One was I'm pretty sure undrafted, but a really talented.
Wait, hold on. I hope this isn't a trick. Is Shaq Harrison on there?
Yes, he is.
Bang!
Yes,
Okay.
he is. Shaq Harrison,
Great defender.
and currently on Memphis.
Is he on the G League team or is he on Memphis?
He's played 3 games this year with Memphis.
Good for him.
And
if he was able to shoot, he would have been a star.
Elite. He's an elite defensive player.
No, if he was able to shoot because he could dribble and he could jump.
Yep. Elite defensive.
If he was able to actually put the ball in the basket, he would have like starting point guard potential. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm. All right, now
campaign.
No,
that era again.
Yeah, kinda.
I'll
give you the eras.
Yeah.
Okay, one played from 99 to 02.
Oof,
He was
that's gonna be
a
tough.
Bulls. He was a Bulls first round pick, a rugged, defensive minded forward. Played from 99 to 02, and then had played until he was 37, 38
Elton
years
Brand?
old. No.
Because that was that 99 or 2090? I don't know. Or it was.
And
that
the
was
other guy
99.
was a first round pick. It was a top 5 pick.
By the Bulls?
No,
Okay.
but he played with the Bulls from 17 through 20,
17 through 20.
and he's currently a Clipper.
So it's not going to be.
Also known as a defensive player.
It wouldn't be Derrick Jones Jr. I'm trying to think of. Now you got me thinking of Clippers. I'm going to feel like an idiot, and I just know. And you said he was a
No, I'm
guard.
not saying you're feeling an idiot. Yeah.
17.
2017 to 2020.
So he was in that last era with like Markkanen.
Yeah.
And he played with Kobe White.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a starter on the Clippers?
I don't think so, no.
Is he old now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's early 30s.
Top 5 draft pick that wasn't a Bull. Was he traded to the Bulls?
Yes. He was. Always known for his defense.
Otto Porter is retired.
Not Otto Porter. He's a guard.
Was he in a big trade with the Bulls?
Yes.
Were the Bulls shipping somebody out that was? Oh, wow, Chris Dunn.
Very good. Yes.
Okay.
Chris Dunn. So you've got
he's been good for the Clippers.
You have Chris Dunn, Shaq Harrison, Jordan, and Sloan. Who else is tied for the all-time leading steals? This is the guy 99 to 02.
Is he bald?
Yeah.
Drew Gooden.
Not always though. 6'8", 2.
Drew Gooden.
No, 6'8", 250, strong. Kind of wacky, unpredictable, sometimes irascible.
Ron Artest? Wow.
Meta world peace. Ron Artest.
Yeah, I don't really think of him as a Bull. I think of him as a Pacer and a Laker more than I think of him as a Bull.
Bulls first round pick. Yep. And I remember I was on the air doing the draft show.
Well, once you said wacky, I was
when the Bulls were on the clock, and I was saying, take Ron Artest, take Ron Artest.
Why'd you like him?
Because I saw him at St. John's. I did the game in the Garden when DePaul played St. John's, and when I stood next to him, and I saw his legs, I remember looking at this kid like, holy crap! Like he was a beast of a man. I mean, just a massive and like I remember like that's to guard the LeBrons of the world and the really versatile defensive player, especially now with everybody switching everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why when I see Patrick Williams and I think about
can he stop missing dunks?
Yeah, I know he's still doing. All right, crowd question.
Also, LeBron's putback left-handed like windmill thing the other day. I don't know if it was a putback, but he's 40. Happy birthday, LeBron! All right, my crowd question is. It pertains to Derrick Rose, but it isn't about Derrick Rose. So we know that Derrick Rose is the most notable Chicago Bull to ever wear the number 1. Who is, I would say, objectively the next most notable player to wear number 1 as a Chicago Bull? Everybody, there have been 7 players in their history. The rest of these guys, except for Derrick Rose and this guy, are pretty forgettable. And I'm not saying necessarily famous as a Chicago Bull, but he was good with the Bulls. But as an NBA player, just a well-known NBA player, who's next up to wear number 1 for the Chicago Bulls.
Send your answers to @Dan Bernstein on Blue Sky, @Dan_Bernstein on Twitter, @Jason.Bernstein_ on Instagram, and we might shout you out like we shouted out Harvey Dinker. Thanks for listening. We'll get you next time.
He's an idiot.